Okay, so now we're going to learn how to convert the other way. So in this part one, we went from exponential to radical form, and today we're going to go from radical form to exponential form. So we really, again, rational exponents that are fractions. Last time we really focused on doing this, right? And today what we're going to do is start with the radical form and write the exponential form. So that's what we're going to do. And there's really just one thing to be careful of, and otherwise this is pretty straightforward. Okay. Please go back and review the part one of this if you missed that, or you need some more. We did a number of examples, 9 examples, to hopefully get you used to how this works. So at the top of this slide, I just kind of wrote again the conversion, and again we're really focusing going back this way. Okay, so let's take a look at this here, number 10. So when I'm doing this, I'm going to just start by writing 16. Now, I would strongly suggest, usually you don't need parentheses in here because it's just 16 by itself. But just to get in the habit of this, we're going to put in parentheses because often there will be more things than just a number underneath there. And so now 16 is really raised to the first power, but it's not written. Okay, so I know that's my numerator, but I have to be kind of careful of those hidden numbers. And the index is my denominator. The index is 3. So this would be 16 to the 1/3 power. And I'm just going to leave it like that. That's good enough for this. We really just want to get comfortable converting. So don't worry about any of that other stuff unless there's a number that you can simplify. Okay, so number 11 then. Let's just go here. Again, because now there's 2 things, I want to make sure those are in parentheses. So that's why we're always just going to put these in parentheses just to be on the safe side. So xy in parentheses, that's really raised to the first power. So we're going to have a numerator. And then, so that's really a missing, this thing is really like this, right? And then this is really a 2. So I have multiple hidden numbers here. And this is what I'd end up with right here as my answer. Now remember, you know that this really means x to the 1/2 power, y to the 1/2 power, but right now we're not going to even worry about that. So make sure you have that in parentheses. This is not the same. These 2 things are not the same. This one is incorrect. Okay? So remember, this right here would simplify to, as I just said, this. Now notice these things are not the same, so we have to really be careful. That's why we want to make sure that we're always just putting in parentheses so we don't get confused. And once again, right now we're not going to worry about any of that simplification. We'll talk a lot about how we simplify and do that on our next thing. So our answer, we're just going to leave it like this. Okay? So when you convert into exponential form, make sure you're starting with those parentheses. Okay? All right, and then let's try this ugly color here. Oh, 8w. Okay, again, this is raised to the first power, and then an index of 4, so to the 1/4 power. And again, don't worry about simplifying. There we go. We've got it. All right, so now we're just going to get practice doing this back and forth, and once again using that same property. Okay, so I'm going to go through this first one here. This will be 11 to the 2/3 power. Okay. Now, okay, so let's also do this right here. Okay. I'll put it in parentheses, to the 5/4 power. Okay, so now sometimes people write this a little differently. This means the same thing. So number 15, instead of writing this really right here is another way of writing this, okay? So I wanted to show you a couple of different forms. They mean the same thing, okay? So you can either rewrite it like this if it helps, or you can just say, oh, I know that those are the same. So then when you convert it, you're going to write 3m to the 7 on the top, and then what is the index? 2. So 7 halves. So this is kind of a weird form, but again, it just means the 7 is down in here and this is in parentheses. So don't worry about that. It's just another form that I wanted to show you. Okay, so what would we get here then? Okay, we would have negative 2a to the 5/4 power. Okay, again, just means the same thing. All right, I want you to try these last two here and see if you've got it, and then we'll talk about what you've got. So we'll pause here. Okay, so we should end up with a little sneaky here because really the powers, and they have to be the same. So we have to try to do this a little weird, and our answer then would look like this. Okay, hopefully that makes some sense. Now you know how to convert in either direction. Once again, just use. Oop, I went by it. Just use this to go in either direction and go back and use the videos to help you, okay? So again, there's two of them. All right, so your assignment is just converting back and forth, okay? Exponential and radical form worksheet. Put that into your planner. Use your notes to help you out, the videos if you need help. Of course, come and see me if you need further help. Have a good one. See ya.